All right, fantasy fans and YA readers, let's talk about the book everyone seems to be buzzing about. Lauren Roberts' Powerless. Is it the next epic romantasy obsession, or just another entry in an increasingly crowded genre? We're diving deep, critically analyzing what works and what falls short. The setup is classic YA dystopia meets fantasy. We're in Ilya, a kingdom rigidly divided. Elites have powers from a mysterious plague. Ordinaries have none and are cast out. Our protagonist, Paedyn Gray, is an ordinary surviving in the shadows. She pretends to be a psychic, a dangerous gamble in a world that despises her kind. It's a compelling hook, setting up immediate conflict and high stakes for our hero. Her life takes a drastic turn after a chance encounter. She saves the life of Prince Kai, one of the most powerful elites. This act, ironically, catapults her into the very heart of the elite world she fears. She's forced into the Purging Trials, a brutal competition designed to showcase elite abilities. The ultimate challenge for Paedyn? Hiding her complete lack of power while competing against those who possess it. This premise lays the groundwork for tension, deception, and forbidden romance. It promises a thrilling ride. But does the execution live up to the initial intrigue? We need to look closer. At the core of Powerless are Paedyn and Prince Kai. The narrative heavily relies on their interactions and individual journeys. Paedyn is presented as resourceful and resilient, shaped by her harsh life. She's quick-witted and capable, forced to rely on her intelligence and cunning. Her internal struggle between survival and morality is meant to drive her character arc. She embodies the underdog trope, fighting against an oppressive system. Prince Kai is the powerful, duty-bound elite. He's part of the ruling class that persecutes ordinaries, yet he's portrayed with internal conflict. His role is to be the conflicted love interest, torn between loyalty and burgeoning feelings. Their dynamic is the engine of the slow-burn romance. The tension between them is palpable, built on secrets and proximity. It's a familiar dance, the powerful figure drawn to the seemingly powerless one, unaware of her true vulnerability. While their chemistry is often cited as a strength, a critical eye might see them as well-worn archetypes. Paedyn fits the clever, hidden heroine, and Kai, the brooding, powerful prince with a good heart underneath. Their development, while present, can feel constrained by these established molds. A significant point of critique for Powerless is its world-building. The kingdom of Ilya, its history, and the source of its power feel underdeveloped. The plague that grants powers is a fascinating concept, but its origins and mechanics remain frustratingly vague. How did the plague start? Why did it grant powers? What are the limits or rules of these abilities? These fundamental questions are left largely unanswered, leaving the world feeling less like a fully realized setting and more like a convenient backdrop for the plot and romance. The social structure, while clear in its division between elites and ordinaries, lacks depth. We see the consequences of this division, but the historical context or the nuances of life within each group feel thin. This lack of detail can make the stakes feel less impactful. For fantasy readers who crave intricate lore and well-defined magic systems, this can be a significant drawback. The world serves the story, rather than feeling like a living, breathing entity with its own complex history and rules. It's functional, but not immersive. The Purging Trials are positioned as a central element of the plot. They are the arena where Paedyn must perform and hide her secret. This competition structure immediately brings to mind other popular dystopian narratives. However, some critical reviews suggest the trials themselves are underwhelming. Instead of vividly described high-stakes challenges, they can feel rushed or summarized. The narrative sometimes tells us the trials are brutal without fully showing the visceral experience. This can lessen the tension and the sense of danger Paedyn faces. If the trials don't feel truly perilous or creatively designed, her struggle to survive them loses some of its impact. The focus often shifts quickly back to the character interactions, particularly the romance. While the trials serve the purpose of forcing Paedyn and Kai together, their execution as a plot device could be stronger. A more detailed, imaginative depiction of the challenges would have elevated the stakes and showcased the character's skills, or lack thereof, more effectively. The slow-burn romance between Paedyn and Kai is undeniably a major draw for many readers. The tension, the forbidden nature of their connection, and the classic enemies-to-lovers adjacent dynamic are popular elements in YA romantasy. Their interactions are charged, filled with witty banter and stolen glances. The author clearly prioritizes building this relationship, and for many, it's the most compelling part of the book. The emotional push and pull is well executed, creating investment in their eventual pairing. However, this is also where the book leans heavily on established tropes. The powerful male lead drawn to the unique, seemingly ordinary female lead is a cornerstone of the genre. The predictability of their trajectory can be a weakness for readers looking for something fresh. While the chemistry is present, the reliance on familiar romantic beats means the relationship arc doesn't offer many surprises. It follows a well-trodden path, which can be comforting for some, but feel formulaic to others. The romance is a strength, but perhaps not an innovative one. Despite the critical points, Powerless does possess qualities that resonate with its target audience. The pacing is generally fast, keeping the reader engaged through action sequences and character interactions. It's an easy book to get swept up in. Paedyn, as a protagonist, is easy to root for. Her vulnerability combined with her resilience makes her sympathetic. Her internal monologue provides insight into her struggles, making her relatable for YA readers navigating their own challenges. The focus on character relationships, particularly the central romance, provides the emotional core that many readers seek in this genre. The book delivers on the promise of a compelling, if predictable, romantic dynamic. And the ending? It provides the requisite cliffhanger. It introduces twists that promise higher stakes and new conflicts for the sequel. This ensures that readers who enjoyed the ride despite its flaws will likely pick up the next installment. Let's reiterate the areas where Powerless struggles under critical scrutiny. The most significant is the lack of robust world building. A fantasy setting needs a solid foundation, and Ilya feels built on sand in places. The reliance on tropes, while appealing to some, can make the plot and character arcs feel predictable. The chosen one adjacent narrative, the forbidden romance, the oppressive regime, these are familiar elements that aren't significantly reinvented here. The execution of key plot points, like the Purging Trials, could be stronger. More descriptive, impactful scenes would have heightened the tension and made the challenges feel more real. Telling us something is dangerous isn't as effective as showing us the danger. Comparisons to other popular series like The Hunger Games are inevitable, given the competition structure and dystopian elements. While influence is fine, the similarities can sometimes highlight where Powerless doesn't quite reach the same level of depth or originality. Powerless is a book that has sparked debate, and it's easy to see why. It hits many of the popular beats of YA romantasy: a compelling premise, a strong central romance, and a resilient heroine. It's designed to be a page-turner, and for many, it succeeds. However, from an analytical perspective, it relies heavily on established genre conventions. The world building is thin, and some plot elements could have been executed with more depth and originality. It doesn't necessarily break new ground, but it effectively utilizes existing formulas. If you're a fan of fast-paced YA romantasy with a focus on character relationships and don't mind familiar tropes or less intricate world building, you'll likely enjoy this. It's a book that prioritizes emotional connection and plot momentum over complex lore or narrative innovation. It's a decent start to a trilogy, leaving enough unanswered questions and character dynamics unresolved to make readers curious about the sequel. It's a book that delivers on genre expectations, even if it doesn't transcend them. So, have you read Powerless? Did you find the romance compelling or cliché? Was the world building sufficient for you, or did it leave you wanting more? Jump into the comments below and share your analytical thoughts. Let's discuss what makes a YA romantasy truly powerful. Don't forget to like this review if you found it insightful, and subscribe for more critical looks at popular fantasy reads.